Elated Fabian Coulthard takes lead in Supercars Championship. Elated Fabian Coulthard takes lead in Supercars Championship. It's the podium of the year. QA driver Fabian Coulthard stoked with third place finish at Bathurst. Fabian Coulthard may not have won his first Bathurst 1000 on Sunday, but he goes away a delighted man. The New Zealand driver made it onto the podium for the first time in his career at the Great Race and jumped from third to first in the championship standings. It was a remarkable turn of events, as the 35-year-old went into the weekend 161 points behind fellow Kiwi Scott McLaughlin, but he comes away from it being ahead of Jamie Whincup and McLaughlin. Fabian Coulthard, right, wasn't victorious at Bathurst, but could be the big winner in the long run. He benefited from McLaughlin's engine packing up midway through the race and Whincup also having mechanical problems, which resulted in him limping home in 20th. Fabian Coulthard and Tony D'Alberto's Penske Ford. Coulthard's co-driver, Tony D'Alberto, was consistent, but it was a superb drive from Coulthard in testing conditions as he charged through the field in the last hour, despite car No. 12 spending the first half of the race midway in the field. "It was pretty crazy," Coulthard told Stuff soon after the race finished. "Bathurst is a tough enough place in the dry, but when you add water it makes it a totally different beast. To get through all that wet running, be in contention there at the end and get a podium was fantastic." Tony D'Alberto did a fantastic job in his stints, and my guys at Shell V-Power Racing had a fantastic strategy. We were a lap down at one point, so to claw our way back and get back in the race and finish on the podium is pretty satisfying. Of course, Coulthard would have loved to have been the first Kiwi main driver to win the Bathurst 1000 since Greg Murphy in 2004, but he was still delighted to get onto the podium. "Fourth, in 2015, was my best up until this," he said. "Third this year, maybe second next year, and then in my 3-year plan it'll be first." As a child growing up, you watch many Bathurst races and see the likes of Greg Murphy winning here. You always think it would be pretty special to stand up there on the podium and look down to see your team and all the fans. It was a pretty memorable moment and something you'll never forget, so that's very special. As for the championship, Coulthard can barely believe how he's gone from being an outsider to now the favorite for the title with just Gold Coast, Puco and Newcastle to go. "If you would have sat me down before Bathurst and said it'd be leading the Pertec Enduro Cup and ahead in the championship, I'd be pretty happy," he said. "But I've always said I'll evaluate my championship after the Enduro Cup, and we've seen today lots can go wrong and lots can go right for us. At the end of the day you need to be there, you need to pick up the pieces if people are having bad day, and today we achieved that. We still need to keep our heads down, keep focused, and I feel sorry for Scotty. He had a quick car this weekend and his day was yesterday with that lap record, so it was good to get a podium today for myself."